Hashtag strong hook/intro, midnight to 0:15. Whispered, tense tone with suspenseful background music. Harradak bachamir sapname atahai, or harbar, womera pura dresgunganatahai. Lekemain kabias esi mulikat naiki, or for kaelrat, sab kuch betelgaya. Pause for dramatic effect. Jo AAP abdekni whale hain. Wo surf ex supna nahi, balki ex sakai hai jo apkorin main jag I rock sakti hai. Hashtag strong call to action, 0:50 to 1 o'clock. Story suspense star hodi high. Jab child key location, or AAP key life ka connection samage at a high. Yakahani abishir hui high, or harpal, or zayadadar, or suspense se bar high. Agar AAP is kahani ka pura sach dekna chathain. Ya AC or chilling stories sana chathain. To subscribe carrion or comment main apna idea zer or share carrion. Background, suspenseful low hum, faint whispering sounds. Absolutely. Here's a cinematic, suspenseful YouTube voiceover script for your story idea. The child in my dreams knows my address, ***. Midnight to 0:05, dark, whispery tone. I keep dreaming about a child, and every time they whisper my full address. But I've never met them. Until last night. /Suspenseful Setup, 0:06 to 0:30. It started small. A fleeting image at first. A kid with hollow eyes and a sad smile, standing in my bedroom doorway. I'd wake up shaken, telling myself it was just a nightmare. But then details began to stick. The child knew things no dream should know. The layout of my house, the creaking floorboards, the smell of my living room. And worse, the child seemed to know me. /build up, 0:31 to 2 o'clock. At first, I tried to ignore it. I avoided sleeping alone. I kept my lights on. I even recorded myself at night, hoping to catch nothing but the usual silence. But the child always came back. One night, the whispers grew louder. Clear words this time. My name is Emily. I'm behind the door. I can see you. I froze, my heart pounding. My bedroom door was locked. I checked the cameras. Nothing. Just the empty room, swaying shadows. Then, a new detail appeared in the dreams, a red ribbon tied around her wrist. A ribbon I had never seen in real life. And the child wasn't just whispering my address anymore. She was giving directions, pointing to things in my neighborhood, streets I barely knew existed. /mid-story CTA, 2:01 to 2:10. Calm, inviting tone. If you're hooked already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more chilling stories like this. /main climax, 2:11 to 3 o'clock. Last night it escalated. I woke to the sound of tiny footsteps on my porch, and then a soft knock at the door. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I looked out the window. A child stood there, the same one from my dreams. Red ribbon on her wrist, hollow eyes, and a note in her hand. It read, I know you're awake. Come outside. /Cliffhanger/ to be continued. 3:01+. I haven't slept since. I don't know what she wants. And now, I'm starting to wonder if she's always been watching, if she's not a dream at all. To be continued. Absolutely. Here's the continuation of the child in my dreams. Knows my address, ***. Picking up right where we left off. /hook/engage, midnight to 0:10. Whispered, tense. She's not a dream. She's real, and she's waiting for me outside. Every instinct in my body is screaming to run, but I can't stop thinking about what she wants. /Suspenseful Setup, 0:11 to 0:40. I couldn't call the police. What would I even tell them? A child appears in your dreams, knows your address, and shows up at your door? No one would believe me. So I sat in the darkness, watching. The porch light flickered. The shadows moved. Every creak in the floor sounded like footsteps getting closer. But when I peeked again, she was gone. No note, no footprints, nothing except the faint scent of roses. /build up, 0:41 to 1:50. The next day, I tried to convince myself it was coincidence, until I received a text from an unknown number. It simply said, asterisk, you didn't come outside. Asterisk, I panicked. I called friends. Nobody knew who it could be. And then the dreams came back, stronger than ever, not in my room this time. She was in the backyard, standing under the old oak tree, and she spoke again. Asterisk, I've been waiting. Soon you'll understand. Asterisk, every morning, the dreams left marks. A smudge on the wall, a ribbon under my pillow. It's like she's crossing the line between sleep and reality. / mid-story CTA, 1:51 to 2 o'clock. Softer, compelling. If this story is creeping you out, subscribe now, because the truth behind Emily isn't something you'll want to miss. / main climax, 2:01 to 2:50. Last night, I made a mistake. I stepped onto the porch. Nothing, just the wind. Then I heard it, a whisper from behind me. Asterisk, look up. Asterisk, I froze. My eyes followed the sound. The sky was full of red ribbons, fluttering like ghosts. And there she was, floating just above the oak tree. Her eyes weren't hollow this time. They were pleading. Help me, she whispered. / cliffhanger / to be continued. 2:51+. I don't know what I've stumbled into. If I follow her, will I regret it? Or will I finally uncover the secret she's been trying to tell me all along? To be continued. Perfect. Here's the continuation of The Child in My Dreams. Knows my address, asterisk, asterisk. Picking up with the protagonist, deciding whether to follow Emily. / hook/are engaged, midnight to 0:08. Urgent tense. She's pleading, floating in the night sky. And something inside me knows I can't ignore her. But following her might be the biggest mistake of my life. / suspenseful setup, 0:09 to 0:40. I grabbed my jacket. My phone. I didn't call anyone. I couldn't risk them seeing her or seeing this. The air was thick with fog. Each step toward the backyard made my heart hammer in my chest. The ribbon swirled around me, tugging at my arms, at my mind, at my fear. And then I heard it again, clearer this time. This way, come quickly. / build up, 0:41 to 1:50. I followed her into the woods behind my house. The deeper I went, the more the world changed. The trees twisted unnaturally. Shadows stretched like fingers. The red ribbons led me like a trail. Finally, I saw a small, abandoned house I had never noticed before. The door creaked open slowly, as if inviting me in. Inside, the walls were covered with photographs, pictures of me from the past week, every dream I had documented. And in the center of the room stood a single chair facing the corner. She was sitting there, Emily, but older, hollow eyes replaced by dark, empty voids. She whispered, asterisk, I've been waiting for you to see this. Asterisk, / mid-story CTA, 1:51 to 2 o'clock. Soft, eerie. If this story is chilling you to the bone, hit subscribe now, because the truth behind Emily is far from over. / main climax, 2:01 to 2:50. I stepped closer. My breath caught in my throat. The photographs, they weren't just of me. They were of other people. People who had disappeared. And each had the same red ribbon tied around their wrist. I realized Emily wasn't a child trapped in dreams. She was a guide, a warning. And now, I was next. / cliffhanger / to be continued. 2:51+. The last thing I saw before the darkness took over, Emily reached out her hand, whispering, asterisk, you have to follow me or you'll disappear too. Asterisk, to be continued. Absolutely. Here's the continuation of The Child in My Dreams. Knows my address, asterisk, asterisk. Picking up at the moment, the protagonist must decide whether to follow Emily. / hook/are engaged, midnight to 0:08. Tense, breathy. She's holding out her hand. One step, and I might uncover the truth or vanish forever. / suspenseful setup, 0:09 to 0:40. I froze. Every instinct screamed to run. But curiosity, Horrible, uncontrollable curiosity pulled me forward. The room seemed to stretch, the shadows bending toward her. Her voice, soft but insistent, pierced the silence. Asterisk, don't be afraid. You need to see. Asterisk, the red ribbon swirled like a cyclone, whispering secrets I couldn't yet understand. Backslash build-up 041 to 150. I reached for her hand. The moment our fingers touched, the world shifted. The room vanished. I was standing in a foggy landscape, gray and cold. Voices echoed around me. Screams, laughter, pleading, and everywhere I looked, more children. Hollow-eyed, red ribbons tied to their wrists, trapped in some endless nightmare. Emily's voice came again. Asterisk, they're trapped here, and so will you be if you don't help me. Asterisk. I realized then, these weren't just dreams or ghosts. They were souls, lost, waiting for someone to guide them home. Backslash mid-story CTA 151 to 2 o'clock. Soft chilling. If your heart is racing already, subscribe now, because what happens next will haunt you long after this video ends. Backslash main climax 201 to 250. Emily led me deeper into the fog. I saw my own apartment, empty, lifeless. And then the truth hit me. The child in my dreams wasn't just knowing my address. She was showing me a doorway between the living world and the world of the lost. And every step I took, I felt myself slipping toward becoming one of them. Her hand tightened around mine. Trust me, she whispered. I had to make a choice, turn back or step fully into the unknown. Backslash cliffhanger slash to be continued. 2:51 plus. I swallowed hard. My vision blurred. The fog closed in. And then Emily's face twisted into a warning. Asterisk, once you step through, there's no coming back. Asterisk, to be continued. Absolutely. Here's a continuation of the child in my dreams. Knows my address asterisk asterisk. Taking us into the revelation of Emily's origin and the horrifying secret behind the red ribbons. Backslash hook slash or engage. Midnight to 008. Whispered. Urgent. The fog isn't just mist. It's a prison. And Emily isn't who she seems. Every ribbon hides a secret, and now I'm trapped in it. Backslash suspenseful setup. 009 to 040. The moment I stepped through the fog, the air thickened. The whispers became voices. Pleading, crying, screaming. I could see them now. The children. Dozens of them. Hollow eyes, red ribbons tied tightly around their wrists. Emily led me to a circle of light in the distance. Her voice, softer this time, almost sad. Asterisk, you need to know why this happens, why we're here. Asterisk. Backslash build up 041 to 150. She gestured, and memories flooded the space around us. I saw a hospital, a fire, a forgotten attic. Every ribbon belonged to a child who had died unexpectedly, whose soul couldn't find rest. And Emily, she wasn't a child at all. She was one of the first trapped here, turned into a guide by some force I couldn't understand. Her eyes, once pleading, now burned with urgency. Asterisk, I was like them, lost, forgotten. I learned how to reach the living, but it's not safe. And now it's your turn to choose. Asterisk, I realized the red ribbons weren't just markers. They were bindings, chains, warnings. Backslash mid-story CTA 151 to 2 o'clock. Calm, eerie. If your heart is pounding and your curiosity is dying to know the truth, hit subscribe, because what comes next will chill you to the bone. Backslash main climax 201 to 250. Emily led me to the largest ribbon of all, tied around a glowing empty cradle. This is the center, she whispered. I looked closer. Inside the cradle, a mirror, my reflection, only hollow-eyed, wrapped in red ribbons like the others. Asterisk, if you don't help me, this will be you forever. Asterisk, the fog pressed closer. Cold, heavy, the lost children reached toward me, silent, desperate. I realized the only way to free them and save myself was to confront the force holding them here. Emily's hand hovered over mine. Asterisk, are you ready? Asterisk, she asked. And in that instant, I knew, once I acted, nothing would ever be the same. /cliffhanger/ to be continued. 2:51 plus. I took a deep breath and stepped toward the cradle. The fog surged, and the whispers screamed. To be continued. Absolutely. Here's the final part of the child in my dreams. Knows my address, asterisk, asterisk, the ultimate climax and shocking revelation. /hook/are engaged, midnight to 0:08. Urgent, tense whisper. This is it. The cradle. The ribbons, the truth. Once I confront it, nothing will ever be the same. /Suspenseful Setup, 0:09 to 0:40. The fog roared around me, thick and suffocating. The lost children's hollow eyes stared, pleading, screaming silently. Emily's hand gripped mine. It's now or never, she said. I stepped closer to the cradle. My reflection stared back, hollow, frightened, chained by red ribbons. And then I felt it, a presence, dark, heavy, watching, waiting. The force behind all this wasn't human. /build up, 0:41 to 1:50. A shadow emerged from fog. It pulsed, twisted, forming shapes of the lost children, their voices overlapping. Join us, stay, Emily screamed. Asterisk, it feeds on fear. It grows stronger if you hesitate. Asterisk, I realized everything. The dreams, the ribbons, the appearances were its traps. It had been reaching through me all along, using Emily as bait. The red ribbons weren't just bindings. They were conduits, channels for its power. If I didn't act, it would claim me and every soul tied to it. My heart raced. I had one choice: confront it or be lost forever. /main climax, 1:51 to 2:50. I grabbed a ribbon from the cradle, pulling it tight in my hands. Emily chanted softly, words I didn't understand. The shadow lunged. The fog pressed in. Everything went white. Then I felt it, a surge of energy from the cradle, from the ribbons, from Emily. I realized the only way to free them was to let go, to sever the connection. I ripped the ribbon from my hands, throwing it into the void. The shadow screamed, twisting violently, and then silence. The children blinked, freed, slowly fading toward light. Emily's form shimmered. Her eyes, once hollow, softened. It's over for now, she whispered. And then she faded too, leaving only the empty cradle and the faint smell of roses. /cliffhanger/emotional resolution, 2:51 plus. I was alone. My reflection normal again. But on the floor, a single red ribbon remained. I picked it up. Cold, heavy, and a whisper brushed my ear. Asterisk, this isn't over, not for you. Asterisk, the end for now. Perfect. Here's the YouTube-ready cinematic version of the child in my dreams. Knows my address, asterisk, asterisk. Fully structured with voiceover pacing, sound effects, and music cues for maximum suspense and engagement. /intro/hook, midnight to 0:05. SFX, whispering wind, faint child giggle. VO, I keep dreaming about a child, and every time they whisper my full address. But I've never met them. Until last night. /suspenseful setup, 0:06 to 0:30. SFX, soft creaking floorboards, heartbeat under music. VO, it started small. A fleeting image of a kid, hollow-eyed, standing in my bedroom doorway. I told myself it was just a nightmare until she started knowing things she shouldn't. The layout of my house, the smell of my living room, my name. /build up, 0:31 to 2 o'clock. SFX, footsteps in distance, whispers growing. VO, I tried to ignore it. Lights on, doors locked, cameras running. Nothing, but she kept coming in my dreams. Clear words this time. Asterisk, I'm behind the door. I can see you. Asterisk, and then a red ribbon appeared around her wrist every time. VO, she began pointing to streets I'd never noticed, showing me my neighborhood like she was leading me somewhere. Last night it escalated. Footsteps on my porch. A knock at the door. And there she was, holding a note, asterisk, I know you're awake. Come outside, asterisk, backslash mid-story CTA 201 to 210, SFX, low, suspenseful hum. VO, if you're hooked already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more chilling stories like this. Backslash main climax part 1, 2:11 to 3 o'clock, SFX, wind gusts, eerie whispers intensify. VO, I followed her into foggy woods behind my house. Twisted trees, shadows like fingers, then an abandoned house I'd never seen. Walls covered in photographs, pictures of me from the dreams, and her, older, eyes hollow. I've been waiting for you to see this, she whispered. Backslash main climax part 2, 3:01 to 3:50, SFX, rising orchestral tension, whispers overlapping. VO, inside the house more children, hollow eyes, red ribbons on their wrists, lost souls. And the truth hit me, Emily wasn't a child. She was a guide, trapped like the others, trying to warn me. Every ribbon a soul bound here. Backslash cliffhanger slash transition to final part, 3:51 to 4 o'clock. Backslash asterisk SFX. Sudden silence. Faint whisper. Once you step through, there's no coming back. VO, I had a choice. Follow her, or risk becoming one of them forever. Backslash final confrontation, 4:01 to 5 o'clock. SFX. Fog whooshing, distant screams, echoing whispers. VO, I stepped into the fog. The lost children surrounded me, silent, desperate. Emily led me to the cradle. The center, inside a mirror, my hollow-eyed reflection, wrapped in red ribbons. If you don't help me, this will be you, she whispered. I grabbed a ribbon, pulled it tight, and threw it into the void. The shadow screamed, then silence. The children were free. Emily shimmered, smiled, and faded. Only the cradle remained, and a single ribbon on the floor. Backslash final cliffhanger, 5:01 plus. SFX. Whispering wind, faint child laugh, unresolved tension music. VO. I picked up the ribbon. Cold, heavy, and a whisper brushed my ear. Asterisk. This isn't over. Not for you. Asterisk. The end for now. Hashtag slow build toward end. 5:02, 5:45. VO asterisk whispered, tense. The ribbon was cold in my hand, heavier than it should be. Every instinct screamed at me to drop it, to run, but something told me I couldn't. I had to see this through. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk close-up of protagonist's hand gripping the red ribbon tightly. Asterisk slow pan over the empty cradle. The fog swirling around it. Asterisk shadows of the lost children flicker at the edge of vision, almost disappearing and reappearing. SFX asterisk. Asterisk soft. Echoing whispers growing and fading. Asterisk low. Pulsing heartbeat under suspenseful music. Hashtag emotional moment. 5:46. 6:20. VO asterisk. Soft, almost sad. I remembered Emily's eyes, pleading. Hollow at first, now full of urgency. She wasn't just a guide, she was a warning, a protector of those trapped between worlds. And somehow, I had become part of her story. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk slow dolly shot. Emily's fading figure in the mist, reaching out toward protagonist. Asterisk camera pans over small, glowing ribbons floating upward, fading into darkness. Asterisk brief flash of mirror showing protagonist's reflection, slightly paler, tense, eyes wide. SFX asterisk. Asterisk whispering voices slowly receding, leaving a haunting silence. Asterisk soft, melancholic piano note in the background. Hashtag final suspenseful setup, 6:21, 6:50. VO asterisk urgent whispered. The ribbon pulsed in my hand. A warning, a promise. I wasn't free, not yet. The fog had receded. The children gone, but the feeling remained, that someone or something was still watching. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk protagonist stepping out of the fog into a dimly lit yard. Asterisk camera pans upward toward the night sky. Faint glowing ribbons drifting far away. Asterisk subtle shadow moves across the background, almost imperceptible. SFX asterisk. Asterisk soft wind rustling. Asterisk low. Almost inaudible child laughter far in the distance. Hashtag cliffhanger / ending. 6:51, 7:10. VO asterisk whispered, chilling. I set the ribbon down on the ground, but I could still feel its weight. And then a voice, closer this time, right behind me. Asterisk, this isn't over, not for you. Asterisk, visuals asterisk. Asterisk close-up of the ribbon glowing faintly on the ground. Asterisk camera slowly zooms toward protagonist's shocked face. Asterisk shadow moves rapidly past the edge of frame, unseen by protagonist. SFX asterisk. Asterisk sudden gust of wind. Asterisk tense, rising note that abruptly cuts the silence. To be continued. This section slows attention, gives emotional depth, and sets up the final climax for a later part, if you want to continue the series, leaving viewers with lingering unease and curiosity. Absolutely. Here's the final episode / ending for The Child in My Dreams. Knows my address asterisk. Crafted to give a chilling, satisfying, cinematic conclusion while resolving the story threads. Hashtag ending episode. The revelation and resolution. /hook / final tension. Midnight to 0:10. Whispered, tense. The ribbon pulsed in my hand. That voice closer than ever. And I knew this was the moment I couldn't run from. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk protagonist in the dim yard. Mist curling around their feet. Asterisk shadow flickers behind. Almost human, but shifting unnaturally. SFX asterisk. Asterisk. Whispered child voices overlapping. Asterisk low. Rising suspense chord. / revelation. 0:11 to 1 o'clock. VO asterisk. Slow, intense. I held the ribbon tightly, staring at the empty yard. Then I saw it. The fog returning, faster, denser, but this time it carried a shape. The entity that had controlled the ribbons all along. Dark, shapeless at first, but with Emily's form twisted inside it, screaming silently. She wasn't a child. She had never been one. She was the first lost soul it had trapped. Force to guide the others. A warning to anyone who stumbled too close. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk fog thickens, twisting into a dark, humanoid shape. Asterisk flash of Emily's face in the shadows. Pleading and warning. Asterisk ribbons flutter in the wind, glowing faintly red, almost alive. SFX asterisk. Asterisk rising, distorted choir-like hum. Asterisk heartbeat intensifies. / confrontation. 101 to 150. VO asterisk, urgent forceful. I realized the only way to end it was to break the cycle, to sever the power of the ribbons completely. I threw the ribbon into the center of the fog. The entity screamed, twisting violently, and for a moment everything stopped. The lost children appeared one by one, their hollow eyes softening, ribbons unraveling. Emily reached out her hand, a silent thank you. Then she was free. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk protagonist throws the ribbon into swirling fog. Asterisk children's figures glow, then fade upward into light. Asterisk Emily's figure smiles, waves, and disappears. Asterisk fog dissipates gradually, revealing the quiet yard. SFX asterisk. Asterisk screaming fades to silence. Asterisk gentle wind and faint chime as the children fade. / resolution. 151 to 230. VO asterisk, soft reflective. I stood alone, the fog gone, the yard empty. The ribbon no longer pulsed in my hand, but I could feel its memory, the weight of every lost soul. I understood now. Emily's whispers, the dreams, it was never about fear. It was about choice, about courage, and about remembering those who were forgotten. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk camera pans over quiet, moonlit yard. Asterisk close-up of protagonist, breathing heavily, holding an empty hand where the ribbon had been. Asterisk soft glow of the last ribbon fragment disappears in the wind. SFX asterisk. Asterisk quiet night ambience, soft crickets. Asterisk gentle piano note to end. Backslash final note slash closing, 231 to 250. VO asterisk whispered, calm but lingering. The dream stopped, the whispers stopped, and for the first time in weeks, I could sleep. But sometimes in the quiet of the night, I still feel a ribbon brush against my hand. A reminder that some stories never truly end. Visuals asterisk. Asterisk fade to black with faint red ribbon drifting across the screen. Asterisk subtle text overlay. Asterisk the end, or perhaps just the beginning. Asterisk. SFX asterisk. Asterisk very faint, distant whisper. Thank you. Asterisk silence. White heavy check mark this ending. Asterisk resolves the central mystery of Emily and the ribbons. Asterisk frees the lost children and Emily. Asterisk leaves a subtle lingering unease for the audience. Asterisk ends gracefully without needing continuation, while keeping that signature chilling touch.